Hello, everyone. This is, I don't know. What am I saying?
Okay.
I don't know what I'm saying.
We'll get there.
What am I saying?
What are we saying? We're introducing ourselves.
Hello, everyone. I am Strati Papageorgiou, and this is...
Father Michael Tischel.
And this is an Imperfect Podcast.
That's the name of the podcast.
Yes, that's the name of the podcast.
It's not an imperfect podcast. Well, it is an imperfect
It is an imperfect podcast.
And it's an imperfect podcast.
An imperfect podcast.
So, Strati, why are we here? What's, why should people be listening to this as opposed to all the other hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other podcasts, Orthodox podcasts?
Wow.
I know.
Well, we're going to hopefully bring a fresh, a perspective, but not fresh in the sense of, different. It'll all be in line with Orthodox theology and Orthodox way of life, but it will also be a little different, I think, than other podcasts, other Orthodox podcasts.
But what makes it different? I mean, we're different.
Are we?
We're very different.
Oh
but
no.
Not just us. Why is this podcast going to be different? Well, we are afflicted today by our own perfectionism, by our perfectionistic tendencies. We are tyrannized by perfectionism, whether it's in the sense that we can do everything and we're successful, but there's always that little bit more that we haven't achieved, or whether we're crushed by what we ought to be, by what we should be, and we're never able to achieve it. That is the affliction of our day, especially within the context of America, within the context of Western society. And so by calling this podcast an imperfect podcast, we're going straight for the jugular of the affliction and understanding that the only way to alleviate ourselves of this illness, and not only that, but also the only way to encounter the healer, capital H healer, is to acknowledge, overcome that imperfection, to accept it to the extent that we acknowledge our own reality, and then to turn towards the healer, to turn towards the one who is truly perfect and be healed.
One of the ways that I pitched this to our CEO, our boss, was by telling him, and it's true, that the first step to this true spiritual life is understanding and recognizing that you are imperfect. You are not perfect. I am not perfect. Nobody is perfect. The world that we live in is inherently imperfect.
Right.
And we strive to reach the kingdom of God, which is perfect.
Right.
And that's why we are an imperfect podcast.
Yep. Not to be confused with the
Imperfect Podcast,
which is another.
It's taken.
Yeah.
So, and with that, tune in next week for our first official episode.